I'm going to be talking about my first job. Well, technically this wasn't my first job, but this was my first summer job and the first job I got paid for. So at school from 9th grade to about 11th grade, I was in job sites. And it was part of our grade to go to job sites in my class. So we would go to job sites either in the morning or the afternoon. I would go in the afternoon, but sometimes I would go in the morning too. But some years I would go in the morning, some years I would go in the afternoon. But anyway, from like 9th grade to 11th grade, I would be going to job sites. And then after that, we could go to CV Tech, and job sites weren't a part of our schedule anymore at school. So we would go to job sites from like first period to like fourth period, and then we'd have lunch. Or we would go from job sites from 6th period to about 9th period, which was right around the time we would get done school. So after we got done job sites, we'd come back to school, get ready, get our backpacks on out of our lockers or whatever, and go back home. Well, I would always go in the afternoon, but sometimes, like I said, I would go in the morning. So I would work at different businesses. I worked at a couple warehouses. I would work at like a couple gas stations. Well, not at the same time, but like throughout my years at school, I would work at a couple warehouses, a couple gas stations, a library, a hardware store, an auto parts store, and also like a maple farm too. But the first job I had was at the auto parts store, which is called Napa. It's not at that location anymore. It's called Napa Auto Parts. And I worked there as a job site. But then after the job site, they offered me a position for the summer to actually make money. So this was actually making money. So actually I got an actual job there. It wasn't just for job site where I didn't get paid. So they offered me a position during the summer to, like, you know, you did so good here, you know, the cleaning and everything. We want to keep you as a permanent employee for the summer. And they understood that I had school the year after, you know, the after the summer. And they said, okay, well, you know, you can work up until you're in school or something, or you can work for part of the summer or something. That's what I did. I worked for part of the summer, and I got paid. So I would work 4 days a week at Napa. Maybe it was 5 days a week. Yeah, it was 5 days a week. And I would go in, stock the shelves, clean the floor, wipe the counters, dust, clean the bathroom, stock the shelves. But, you know, looking at it now, it was actually pretty interesting because, you know, this is my first job I ever had. It was there. And my boss, he's like, you know, he gave me the position. He's like, you know, I know you're in school right now, and I know that this is only temporary. He said, but, you know, you can make a little bit of money. And I did. I made a little bit of money. I got McDonald's, you know, that I wanted to get in the summer or something. I went to the fair. I got some Mountain Dew that I wanted. This is when Baja actually came out. So this is the first year Baja came out, was in 2014 in bottles and cans. And it actually was my coworker that came in with a bottle of Baja. I'm like, where the heck did you get that? It's like, over at Family Dollar, when Family Dollar over here was open. Now it's O'Reilly's Auto Parts. Yeah. Now it's O'Reilly's Auto Parts, but I was working at Napa at the time, and this was Family Dollar over there. And anyway, he's like, yeah, I got it at not Napa, but Family Dollar. I'm like, oh, wow, cool. And so I went there after, and I found like a bottle of it. I'm like, oh, cool. I didn't even know that it was coming out too, because I didn't really follow Mountain Dew back then. But anyway, that was the first time I found out that Mountain Dew was in bottles and cans, or Mountain Dew Baja Blast, I mean, was in bottles and cans. But anyway, this was my first summer job. I worked there from probably June to about late July. I didn't really work there that many months. I just worked there for like 2 months basically, and that's about it. because after I wanted to do, like, to go to the fair and everything, and actually, no, I was actually still working at Napa when I went to the fair. No, was I? I don't know. I think I was still working there, but then after that, I got done. I was done for that summer. You know, they told me I could just take the rest of the summer off or something. I actually was getting, actually, no, I didn't actually, I just quit because I was tired of, like, there's this guy that used to work there, he was an asshole, and he used to, like, say, you know, you should do this better, you should do that better, and I was cleaning and doing my best and everything. He's an asshole and everything, and that's why I left, because I was tired of it. So my mom just told me, she's like, Josh, you worked enough, you're fine. She told me I could come home and not have to work there anymore, so that's what I did. I basically quit. Well, I didn't quit, I just didn't want to work there anymore, and actually, they actually understood that I had to get ready for school and stuff, you know, because the school was the following fall, so they let me have, they just told me I didn't have to work there anymore, so I didn't quit. I mean, it was kind of I quit, but I didn't, like, technically quit. It was just, I was done, like, you know, for the summer, so I did what I did, and, you know, my job was done there, basically. I tried to apply there again, but, yeah, I wouldn't work there again. Probably not, because I just, well, it's actually not Napa anymore, it's actually CarQuest. They don't have the Napa franchise anymore. It's actually CarQuest now, but I still wouldn't work there. It's just, I don't really want to work for an auto parts store. This was my first summer job, but I, you know, being a janitor in an auto parts store, actually now they don't even have the position available. I actually asked like a couple years ago, and they said, no, we don't, because they just do it themselves, basically. I mean, you know, yeah, I actually asked a couple years ago, and they told me that they just do the position themselves now. They don't, you know, hire somebody to come in and clean. They just do it themselves. That's what most places do. The employees that are already there clean or something, and they don't have the position anymore. But, I mean, I didn't ruin the position or anything. It was just, you know, the fact that the guy that was there was being a jerk, and he was an ass and everything. And one of the employees, I mean, one of my co-workers was, so. Actually, one day I don't know, I probably shouldn't have, but I just stormed out of there, and I just said I was done, but actually I probably shouldn't have did that, and my mom went in and told him off, and yeah, so I don't do that anymore, because, you know, well, I'm 25 now, I don't do that anymore, but this was my first summer job, so I wasn't, like, I didn't realize that, you know, people can be jerks sometimes and just let it go, but, you know, I wasn't used to that, you know. But anyway, this was my first summer job, so, you know, I was thankful that this was my first summer job, but would I work there again? Probably not as a janitor, but probably not again, because I just don't have any, you know, interest in working in an auto parts store, unless it's not being a janitor. So thanks for watching, and peace.